Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hi, good morning. My name is Scott Jewers. My phone number is 902-220-9106. I'm looking for Brett Ruskin. I had sent him a couple emails there in regards to a violent sexual assault and emic psychological warfare and howling wolves in Nova Scotia and a significant amount of evidence. And he had responded, please stop emailing me. Now, I followed up with him trying to see, hey, Brett, what's going on? Did I do something wrong or something like that? I haven't received any type of contact back. And at this stage, I'm really confused as to why CBC would state that. Brett Ruskin was only included on a couple emails, CC'd, and he was advised to be contacted by these parties, or OPC, CSIS, just in regards to the 1,500 pages that he said he had in regards to emic psychological warfare. Nova Scotia. Well, I'd also reported a violent sexual assault and did a detailed review of the police complaints process, which is also something that CBC has authored multiple articles on in Nova Scotia, showing that there's corruption within that system and no level of transparency. So I've reached out to Brett Ruskin and I've asked very respectfully, very politely, just like, hey Brett, what's going on? Can you follow up with me? I've received nothing. And I don't think that I've done anything wrong, so I'm thinking there's a massive misunderstanding here. Right? Because I can't see why CBC would respond, please stop sending me emails in regards to a violent sexual assault, and to have a technical expert of 18 years. I'm a technical expert of 18 years, right? I worked for Research and Motion, BlackBerry. I've worked for Dow Housing. I've worked for Irving Shipbuilding and Production Engineering, contacting CBC with all this evidence. In regards to these issues that Brett Ruskin himself has also gone on television multiple times and talked about the psychological warfare in Nova Scotia, right? So I'm very confused about the circumstances here. Now, I understand, Brett, that maybe this came off the wrong way, or maybe you misinterpreted something that I was doing, and that happens, right? Email's not the easiest way to convey all of this. Just disconnected, everybody.
Number, press 5. Pour laisser un numéro de rappel, faites le 5.
Hi there, Brett. My name is Scott Jewers. My phone number is 902-220-9106. I did just call earlier and I got sent to what seems like a different voicemail than the one that when I called back I got sent to, so I'm not sure if you received the other half of my message there. So I just want you to know that this is being recorded and will be posted to Facebook. So if some context seems to be lost in the translation here, you'll be able to watch the entire video on Facebook, okay? So I had emailed you there, Brett, regarding a violent sexual assault, but also the psychological warfare in Nova Scotia. I provided significant details. Now, your response of please stop emailing me, I'm not sure where that came from. So like I said in the previous call there, I believe that maybe there was some sort of misunderstanding, because I can't see how a senior reporter from our CBC would have us make a statement like that when somebody's reporting a violent sexual assault and all this abuse, but also where they're a technical expert of 18 years with all this significant background, having this information chronologically ordered and submitted to you along with AI-assisted documentation. Right? So I'm very concerned about that type of response and attitude from CBC. And like I said, maybe it's a mistake, but I did give you 2 weeks to respond. So I'm starting to think that that's the institutional response from the CBC. Right? So I'm really concerned. What happens when a Canadian with less evidence contacts you, Brett? Or CBC? Is this the kind of response that they're going to get? Right? Like, I understand if you don't like me, you don't like this, but to send that message to the rest of Canada, I think that's really irresponsible. Right? And maybe it was just a mistake, which is, hey, that happens. So what I'm asking, Brett, is like, look, can you have somebody from CBC reach out to me to actually speak to me in regards to this instead of having this type of dismissive attitude, and so that I can actually report these issues to? That would be much more appropriate and much more cooperative, I think you would agree, right, in resolving issues And that way CBC doesn't have to please stop emailing me as their official response, or have that perceived as what they're making. So I'm asking if a senior member of CBC, one of your executives, could please contact me back just to explain what's going on, or get me in contact with the correct person to be able to provide this information and to be able to have a proper discussion. I'm extremely technical, but I can also just talk on a person-to-person level. So I'm definitely here to speak to. I'm actually begging CBC just for some basic respect and some basic assistance, Mr. Ruskin. So if you could please just have somebody contact me. Children were threatened. My disabled mother. There were rape calls. I was sexually assaulted, severely abused. I found my phone's GPS location set to 9330 Highway number 7, Stillwater, Nova Scotia. Right? And it matches all my security reviews at Irving Shipbuilding. It looks like the police planted evidence on my phone to frame me. Right? The evidence is significant. There's hacking of Valent Legal in Halifax. There's multiple psychological warfare events involving Layla Lee. Look at the videos I posted online with Stanford University. Now, Mr. Ruskin, just in case you do believe that somebody's been harassing you or that I have done something inappropriate, or CBC to a greater extent, here is the case number that's currently opening with RCMP. 2025-21595. The contact number for RCMP 902-220-2013. Mr. Ruskin, if you'd like to contact them and raise some sort of complaint against me, or state that I've been harassing you or I've done something inappropriate, I would definitely recommend that you reach out to RCMP, because there have been actual multiple reported instances of identity theft. Right? But also a case has been opened with CSIS. And the under case number attachment 5566, the contact number is 613-993-9620. So you can contact CSIS, and if you think you've been harassed, Mr. Ruskin, or if there's been any type of inappropriate behavior, I would definitely recommend you reach out to those parties and explain that behavior, because they have been provided with full transparency along with being on the same email threads that you were on. So if you're seeing something that I'm not seeing and they're not seeing, it's definitely something that maybe you should report at this stage. But I would much rather somebody from CBC, an executive or somebody, please just call me back and have a respectful, educational, professional discussion about what occurred. All right, Mr. Ruskin, I understand this might not be a traditional call or something like that. I would really like to talk to you under different circumstances. But, you know, unfortunately, this is the route we have to take, right? So, listen, man, if you want to call me back, you and I can have a good discussion, I'm sure of it. You seem like a nice guy from everything that I've seen. I think that you're educated. I think that, you know, we have a real opportunity here to have a proper professional discussion and educate each other. So if you'd like to take that, you'd like to move forward together, Brett, I promise you, man, I'm not going to give you a hard time. But if not, you don't want to take that route, you don't trust me for some reason, can you please at least take a respectful route and have somebody from CBC contact me, so that I don't have to deal with this alone, so that we can show the Canadian public that CBC's response is to actually help Canadians and not dismiss them? Please, I'd much rather send that message to the rest of Canada, other than please don't send me emails as a senior reporter. All right, Mr. Ruskin, thank you very much, and you have a good day.